Welcome to Be Less Stupid, the show for people interested in how the world really works. Today, shocking examples of fake news on Facebook. Plus, I've got several exclusive details in this Be Less Stupid exclusive investigation. One result of the 2016 presidential election has been this shocking revelation. For many years, voters on the left have accused Trump supporters of being illiterate, uneducated rednecks. Surprise, surprise. Turns out the left was 100% wrong. Trump supporters can spell, and in some cases even in German, as evidenced by this graffiti in Philadelphia, Buffalo, and at Reed College in Portland, Oregon. That is a joke. Clearly, I do not think all of Trump's supporters are anti-Semitic. Take, for example, all of the ones with Jewish lawyers and accountants. On the other hand, earlier today, Trump appointed Colonel Klink as Secretary of State. Many people are blaming Facebook for delivering all of this fake news to its conservative users, and that the plethora of lying and truth-adjacent stories about Hillary Clinton, killing an FBI agent, trafficking in babies for prostitution, and eating the internet's cutest dog is what tipped the election for Donald Trump in his favor. By the way, that last one is actually true. I read it in the New York Times. And some people want Facebook to do a better job of policing, censoring, and getting rid of this fake news. Today, Facebook said that their fake news sites can no longer use their advertising platform, and they're very serious. This will take effect immediately, or just as soon as they can figure out which of the fake news sites who are paying them thousands and thousands of dollars in advertising are the actual fake sites. I am emphatically against this. If Facebook is going to start censoring content, it shouldn't be the political lies that uneducated people are too stupid to recognize. If Facebook is going to start censoring, they should start with those fucking ads cluttering up my timeline for all of those stupid new apps with horrible camera equipment sounding names that let you edit photos and add filters like expose, ISO, and focus. We get it. App makers think Facebook users hate their own appearance so much that they want their selfies to look more like the Joker, Gene Simmons, or Iron Man. Even worse, none of you had any idea that I made up all of those photo app names. Every one of them was fake. That is until I copyright them. That said, there are a couple of different types of these fake news sites. There are some that are obvious parody or joke sites meant to make you laugh. This one has a headline, Anthony Weiner soon to be found dead of apparent autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah, that seems likely. Some sites have a whiff of authenticity, but are really meant to be jokes. You have to dig into their menu to find their disclaimers. Then there are the sites that look real, like newspapers or magazines that are just flat out lying to readers and preying on their political affiliation. This appears to be happening mostly on the Republican side. After all, I have not read a single liberal news site with a headline, Sarah McLachlan rescues dogs, music cures cancer, and VD. It's these sites that cater to Republicans that lots of people are upset with. For example, there's the site World News Daily Report, whose headline on Election Day, before Donald Trump was elected, was that a volunteer worker force had gathered near the Mexican border to start building a wall. And the picture is pretty convincing. That is, until you use Google's reverse image search and discover that this is a photo from 2013 of employees at the Denver Water and Power Department having a safety meeting. Complicating matters even further, there are real companies that all of us do business with that are advertising on these fake and parody news sites, making it harder to distinguish the real news from the fake. Companies like Yahoo and Best Buy, Chrysler's Ram Truck, AOL, Zales Jewelers, a debt relief company with one of the women from Shark Tank on it, and Chipotle. I'm kidding. Nobody eats at Chipotle anymore. Perhaps the most egregious of the fake news sites is the Denver Guardian, which bills itself as Denver's oldest news source. One day before the election, they ran a story with the headline, FBI agent suspected in Hillary email leaks found dead in apparent murder-suicide. The story was shared on Facebook hundreds of thousands of times. Now, what percent of the people who saw this thought it was true? I don't have any idea, but lots of people did. And by the way, it's not true. Is it? I'm kidding. Of course it's not true. But why did so many people believe it? Because the site looks like a real news website, a real news site catering to a stereotypical version of a Republican voter. On the homepage, there are stories about a prowler being shot inside a residential home, a new app that lets users help the homeless, a story about a Walgreens being robbed, and a new apartment building that's under construction. So, how can you tell that the site was fake? Well, as you read the articles, things become increasingly more clear. The app that helps the homeless says that you use your phone to donate to a homeless person who can then access the money using their cell phone. Not likely. The apartment building being constructed is going to discriminate against prospective renters who are poor. The Walgreens was robbed by an unknown black male at 8:07 p.m. And the prowler was shot dead with a gun by a homeowner standing his ground and defending their property and their life from a would-be burglar. Okay, now, once that you're suspicious, those stories are just one clue that this is a fake site. But wait, there are more. On the contact page, an address is listed for the newspaper's office. I looked it up using Google Maps. The headquarters for the Denver Guardian are inside this clearly abandoned 1970s era car dealership. Now, I took these screen grabs of the Denver Guardian on November 14th. On the morning of November 15th, all the news stories were deleted from the site. I'm assuming thanks to some other reporting on this particular subject. And so, great! A fake news website has been caught, and now they are being dismantled, so problem solved! Or so you'd think. I can now report there is also the Baltimore Gazette, which, as you can see on its homepage, advertises itself as, quote, Baltimore's oldest news source. From the front page, you can see that their layout is, well, exactly the same as that of the Denver Guardian. Even more shocking, their news is eerily similar to what's happening in Denver, 2,000 miles away. An income-restricted apartment complex is coming to the Glenwood area of Baltimore. Remember, the same one was coming to Denver. One of the Baltimore Walgreens was robbed of Sudafed by an unknown black male at 8:07. At the exact same time, a Walgreens in Denver was robbed by an unknown black male who was stealing Sudafed. I also checked the obituary of the Baltimore Gazette and discovered that Dorothy Warner, Diana Adele, and Paul W. Walker died this week. Dorothy was a beloved figure in the black community of Baltimore. Over in Denver, you'll see that Diana Adele, Paul Walker, and Dorothy Warner died there as well. However, this Dorothy Warner was a beloved figure in the black community of Denver. So, how can you be less stupid? Well, if you're getting a lot of your news from your Facebook timeline, only like pages of reputable news sources, so you'll only see their news stories. Next, don't click on the news sources that Facebook recommends that show up underneath your news story when you come back to the site after reading whatever it was you clicked on. Those recommended stories and sites have not been vetted by you. They are a product of Facebook's story selection algorithm. They were chosen for you because other people on Facebook are reading them. And you have no idea who those people are and what their political affiliation is or how savvy they are. Finally, don't just seek out news sources that confirm your own political thinking. If you're a liberal like me, don't just read Slate or The Atlantic. Read some of the reputable conservative sites as well, like Town Hall or National Review or Dennis Prager. You'll probably disagree with their analysis and probably want to punch someone too, but they are not actively lying to you. At least I don't think they are. I mean, they're not actively lying, right? Anyway, remember, if you like Be Less Stupid, please share it on Facebook and in other social media. And please like our page, not just this post, our actual page. That way you will get Be Less Stupid in your Facebook timeline 2 times a week. And remember, it's totally free. I will see you next time on Be Less Stupid.